Bitcoin has broken really important key resistance areas, but there are still some in front of us. Regardless of that, we started phase 3 of this cycle, and I'm gonna show you exactly what that means and what I'm looking out for right now to position myself for my next trades, and also what I'm doing with my current trades. If you want to know what I'm talking about, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's get into it. First of all, I want to apologize that yesterday was no video. I actually recorded one, but I had some technical difficulties, and then my time window was gone to make the video because of other stuff that I had to do. A lot of meetings, a lot of calls. So I'm really sorry about that, but sometimes it happens, you know. So, but regardless, let's get into Bitcoin. Here on the ETF inflows, positive developments over the last 2 days. We have here finally, once again, 2 consecutive days of positive inflows with a range of 4,000 to 5,000 Bitcoins that are bought every single day. And that is exactly what we want to see. As long as we are seeing here more inflow than outflow, I believe that Bitcoin will stay around the price area that we are trading in right now. And I'm gonna show you which range I'm looking at here in a moment. I said in the beginning that we are now in phase 3 in this market. I want to explain you what phase 1 to 4 actually is. The first phase after a bull market is the bear market. The second phase is accumulation. And the third phase is basically the pre-bull run. And phase 4 is the final parabolic bull run. And we just started to enter phase 3. Where does phase 3 exactly start? For this, stick around here. Actually, let me start directly from where phase 3 is starting. Phase 3 is starting when you see Bitcoin making its first big move after the halving. That is the transitional phase where we start to consolidate and go up and down in a certain range. That is basically signaling the end of the halving dump that we usually get post-halving. So this is now done, and that is the first sign that we have entered now phase 3. This phase will completely start to kick off when we're getting out of this transitional phase and entering the green area here of the official bull market area. So this will happen in June. So this is more or less a month away, where we are in this transitional phase, bouncing up and down, most likely between $63,000 and $74,000. And once we are breaking out of it, making a new all-time high, that will be then our, so to say, shot that we are starting now, the parabolic phase of this bull run. Other indicators pointing to the same thing right now. Remember, I told you the stochastic RSI is giving us right now the buy signal here on the weekly chart that we were waiting for. So we got it this week here already yesterday. The historic volatility index is also slowly turning around. So also here by next week, I expect the volatility index will point to the upside. And then we will have potentially 2-3 weeks of high volatility here again, much higher levels, and that will also reflect in the price. But I want to warn you, that doesn't mean that we're going to see moves like this here. Most likely it will be swings in that price range that I just mentioned. So be aware of that, you know. So regardless, the stochastic RSI with the buy signal is a good indication that overall the market is shifting back to the upside. And I want to show you later, when we are talking about altcoins, something that also happened the first time in this bull market right now. And that is another sign that we are entering now the bull market, the real bull market territory after the halving. When we're looking here at this weekly chart for the Bitcoin price, so first of all, we're trading above $66,250. That is obviously really nice for our back. Remember, I told you once we break $65,400, we're gonna see here a quick move to the upside. We got this move today, almost to $67,000. Here again, we expected a rejection from the $67,000 level, or if we get quite close to it, and that's exactly what happened here. And I believe that this touch here of this 20 moving average on the weekly chart when we came down here, I think that was our bottom, our local bottom. I believe that we will not see sub $60,000 anytime soon here again in this bull run. We might see it in a couple of months, but I believe until September, October, kind of that range. Actually, October, November. October, November, I don't believe that we're going to see before October, November, a move back to under $60,000 in Bitcoin. When we're moving then to the lower time frames, here on the daily, you see we are trying to reclaim the mid-range of $66,000 here right now. If today's candle close would be above that $66,000 level, expect over the next couple of days a retest of $67,200, the downward sloping trend line of this big bull flag that we are still trending in. If we can manage to break through this, then 70,000 is definitely in the cards here for next week. So I actually are anticipating a move to $70,000 by next week, potentially all the way up to $72,000 into this bigger resistance area here, where we got multiple times rejected for the time being. But this is absolutely fine, because if we get a move to $72,000, that is roughly another 8%, 9% move for Bitcoin to the upside. When we're then looking at the... No, sorry, where is the other chart? Okay, let's stay on the daily for a short period. So here on this 12-hourly chart, something also really interesting developing is that we have now our inverse head and shoulders completed. So we got our break out of the neckline already. And the technical target of this inverse head and shoulders pattern is, funny coincidence, right? Almost $72,000 exactly into this resistance area. Would I enter this trade right now if I missed it down here? No, I would wait. So either to a pullback again to the 100 moving average to $65,200, or a close above $66,000 on the 12-hourly chart. So that is when I would be looking to enter this. But again, here you should have a really tight stop loss, because we are facing imminent resistance of this downward sloping trend line. So I would place my stop loss slightly under the 100 moving average, just to protect your capital if we are turning around and getting a quick flush. So you want to make sure that you are not losing too much money on that way to the downside here. That is also a trade that I'm looking at for myself right now. All my other Bitcoin trades are closed. I'm going to show that to you here also in a moment. I made profit on everything. Also my Solana trades. We are getting into this here just in a little bit. Then here on the 1 hourly chart, you see another reason why I'm watching the $66,400 level. Because we have now a broadening wedge here that is inherently a bullish one, a descending wedge. Sometimes I confuse these things, guys, so let's call it just a broadening wedge that we are seeing here. I just don't want to say something wrong. So regardless, once we are breaking that level and we are here at least getting a 30-minute close, I think we are going to get a move into $67,000. Somewhere in that resistance area here from 67 to 68,500, I expect a severe rejection from that area, and that will bring us back at least to a retest of the $66,400 level, most likely stepping even through it with a wick and then come back up like 1, 2, 3 candles later on the 1 hourly chart, and then we're breaking back into it, and then we see that continuation move. So be prepared for that, because $67,000 is right now a big resistance. So why do I say that? Because if you go here, the Fibonacci's levels like this, you see here at $67,400, there is some resistance based here on the 1.65, 1.618. And that's why I'm a little bit careful here, and will also not build like a crazy big position by entering this. I will go big on my position once we are getting above that level. So once I see here something like this, that's here at that moment, that is where I'm going to go big, because then I know we will move in direction of $70,000 when we are breaking above 67,400. Before that, like I said, expect that we come up here, get a rejection to the downside, come back up, and here the second time, that is when you want to enter into this trade. Of course, if you prematurely open one, like I said, at the break here, just have your stop losses accordingly set. When we're going to the 4-hourly chart and our liquidation levels, here also you see how important the $65,800 level is. As long as Bitcoin is trading above $65,800, $66,000, I'm not really worried about continuation, because you see here from the past that this level has given support multiple times until we broke it, and then we deviated, we retested with deviation again here a little bit, and now we are finally again above it. So as long as we are holding this level, I expect more short squeezes here to the upside. The next big one will happen when we are getting above $67,400, $600. That will trigger a major one, because also this level was major support here. Look, that big move that we got out of this here to the upside, then the big dump here to the downside, then again support, resistance, now resistance. So if we break through this, this will trigger another short squeeze to the upside here, and a lot of short liquidations will be triggered. And we also see this here on the liquidation heat map. The next area of interest for market makers is up here at the $67,000 level. And then you see here the next concentration after this is 67,540. Once we are breaking here 67, there is so much liquidity stacked that this could trigger a nice short squeeze to 67,500. And if we are within that short squeeze are able to take out all the spot selling orders, then you're going to see the next squeeze immediately to after $68,000. Basically something that we saw 2 days ago happening with Bitcoin. Was it 2 days ago? Was it yesterday? Sometimes I'm a little bit confused, guys, when it comes to days. So this was 2 days ago. Yes. So 2 days ago that Bitcoin move. So expect something similar to be happening when we are breaking above $67,500. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, these trades that I give you absolutely for free, trade with me on BLOFIN. They are still giving you a ROLEX, $7,500 and 10% in cashback if you use this link here down below. But this is only valid for another 11, I think even less, I think even just a week, for another week. So take advantage of that. Otherwise, trade with me on BYBIT. There also you still get $30,000 in bonuses. You can also use Margex. My Margex trade is actually closed. I'm going to show it to you here in a moment. And if you cannot use BYBIT, use BitGet or Phemex. They are amazing exchanges, especially if you are in the US or in the UK. I would use them. And for just simply copy trading me, use FAIRDESK, $120,000. Also, they're still available. All these links are in the pin comment below and in the description of this video. And now let's have a look here at some of the trades. So here my new RNDR trade is up almost 7% on BLOFIN. My BYBIT position, okay, I'm locked out. I cannot log in here right now. But I can show you my past Margex trade here on Solana. So that closed earlier. I basically sniped here on Margex the Solana top by accident, because on other exchanges it did not go to 170. So I consider myself quite lucky that on Margex we actually went to 170 and got filled. So you see here I made here almost $12,000 today on this trade. Amazing result, you know. So I was holding this position for a long time, and now I'm looking for a re-entry on Solana, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to re-enter after this trade got closed here. So now here my trades, because here both Solana trades on Margex and sorry, this is Binance, on Binance got closed. So how much percent I have to look on Margex? I know it was 798% on this trade. So but I look also the leverage that I was using, you know, 50x on cross. Actually, that was by accident. I just put cross and did not see what the leverage was on cross, because I thought some exchanges have dynamic cross. You know, they don't give you any number in terms of how much leverage the cross position is using. So in here, I thought that is the case and later discovered it was on 50x, you know. So, and then I was already in the position, I was making money. I was like, okay, whatever, I let it run, you know. So, but usually I would not have a 50x cross position on something like Solana. So here on this position, 798%. That is really nice so far. On Binance, I will check this after this video, what there the percentage was, but it was also roughly like 500% or something on that trade. So, but I'm gonna go and check after the video. On Phemex, I still have my fetch position running here and also my SNX position. That SNX position will soon, in my opinion, turn also into a profit. And here my fetch position should also hit in the next 7 days our technical target. Let's talk about altcoins, guys, because I want to tell you what's happening here that hasn't happened in this bull run yet for this year. And that is that the Bitcoin price is going up and at the same time, the dominance is coming down. So let me actually switch this to look at today's candles, you know, so here on the Bitcoin chart and then here at the dominance chart, these are the first precursors of a massive altcoin season, and that altcoins gearing up for massive gains here over the coming weeks. Because this is what we see in the bull market. We see Bitcoin going to the upside and at the same time losing dominance share, hence altcoins pumping at the same time with Bitcoin. So, and we see this here also in the total market cap. So we have here a nice green candle this week. So once we are closing this at these levels, I believe that in the next 2 weeks, we will be above $2.5 trillion. And that will, of course, then inject a lot of liquidity into the altcoin market on top of it and lead to further upside. Here, the USDT dominance, remember, guys, what I told you, this is working just so insanely well. Break 4.74% and we are at $67,000. We are really close to it. Once we see a break of this level, maybe even tomorrow or later today, we are at $67,000. Again, I believe that $67,000 will give us some sort of resistance. And we could see a quick recovery, a small one, you know, it will not last really long. And then we will continue to go here to the downside and break into higher levels for Bitcoin. So the main thing that we need to look out for here is that we get the break of the 4.75% level, let it get a retest of that level. But on that retest, I don't want to see a break to the upside. There we need to get a rejection and continuation to the downside. Otherwise, Bitcoin might be again here a little bit in trouble in the short term. Ethereum, I just want to show you quick the daily chart. So here, Ethereum tries to break into the EMA ribbon right now. If we finally can manage to do that with all the resistance that Ethereum is facing at the same time, I believe that we're going to get an explosive move, potentially a 10% move in one go within like an hour or two on the chart. I'm not saying in the next hour or two. I'm saying the whole move, you know, also will happen within an hour or two. That 10% move to the upside once we are getting here some momentum. For the time being, as long as we are staying here within that pennant, also not too concerned. I just want to see here in the next 3 days a move above that downward sloping trend line that will also bring us above the middle band of the EMA ribbon. And that will be also then the first sign that momentum is shifting in Ethereum now here to the upside and we are building up for a bigger break. Now, Solana, you see the area that I had given you, the take profit area, that is exactly the area where right now I close my trades. So actually here on this chart on BYBIT, we went also to 170. It's just now that I see this. So this trade played out perfectly for us. So everybody that is in the trade or was in the trade, I congratulate you. You should be at least with 25% out of that trade right now. And the next target is all the way up here at almost $200. Me personally, because again, I over leveraged myself on Margex without knowing in the beginning. Sometimes it happens, you know, I have so much stuff to do and sometimes I just don't pay attention. It's just stuff that happens, you know. So I'm looking at a potential re-entry around actually here a little bit smaller, here this area of 159, 162. If I get it, then I'm gonna re-enter here and trade this to $200. So that will be another almost 23% move with a 4% of a stop loss. So here I might use, how much do I want to use there? I might use here 10x leverage. So I'm okay with the risk to reward ratio, you know. So 1 to 5 is absolutely fine, you know. So with 10x leverage, I can make 200, almost 27% against 42.7% of a risk of a stop loss that I make here a loss. I'm fine with that. So now I'm basically waiting to see what's going to happen. If we're breaking here above $170 and we start moving higher, then I might just change this to kind of like this and enter at $173. That will still give me a 15% move with a 3.86% of a stop loss just to protect myself. And I would just use then a little bit less leverage, maybe 7 or 8x, something like that. Here on the daily chart, you see why I'm saying this, because we are retesting right now the golden ratio here, the 0.65, 0.618 on Solana. But here is so much bullishness in the chart. We broke this downward sloping trend that was holding us down for quite a while. And if we can close in that golden pocket here and just range here a little bit and then see a push to the upside, I'm absolutely fine with that, you know. So if we move a little bit lower, again, perfect re-entry for me, for my position, you know, before we are taking off to the $200 level. So I'm watching right now here what's happening with the golden ratio. If we are getting a 4-hourly close above, then I'm re-entering here. Otherwise, I'm waiting and see where this is settling. Now, Fetch has also broken the downward sloping trend that we were waiting for. So if you're not in the Fetch trade yet, here is your last chance to enter this, to trade this to $2.80. That will still give you a really good percentage return. If you enter from here, that is still a 23% move to the upside. But you have to set your stop loss accordingly, you know. So if you would enter right now at current prices, my stop loss would be here at $2.17. So that is also a 4.5% of a stop loss. Still is a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. Absolutely fine with me. The indicators are also looking good, more or less here on the 4-hourly. Let's go to a daily. Yeah, so here everything is screaming I'm bullish. Here the stochastic has the room to go to the upside. The RSI is going sideways, and the MACD just flipped here a couple days ago bullish. So also here a lot of room for growth to continue that trajectory. Here RNDR is another one that I'm trading right now. You saw that on BLOFIN. Yesterday I got a little bit burnt on that trade. I will be honest. I had a trade running and got stopped out. And then I re-entered it. And now I'm waiting for a break of this downward sloping trend here to add more to my BLOFIN position that I have on RNDR. Here, as long as we are holding the daily open, I'm pretty confident that we are going to see over the next couple of days here another move like this in RNDR to the upside, especially with some news events happening around RNDR or that are at least impacting RNDR. In the next coming weeks. So here, I believe the $11 and $12.74 dollar level are coming really quickly for RNDR. Another one that I'm still holding is TON. TON has also created here on the 4-hourly chart now this downward sloping trend. Once we are breaking through this, we will see massive continuation to the upside. I just want to show you the last time that we broke here a downwards trend like this. So if I would say, let's say I would have just drawn the line from here like this. So then you see it kind of resembles that one and that one. So from the break to the next one was a 21% move. And then from this one here, from this break all the way up here, that was a 29% move. So let's say an average a 20% move. So if we get from from this level here a break, a 20% move would bring us to $8.08 approximately. So my target is $8, where I'm getting out on my long position. My spot backs, I still keep holding. And this is stuff that I'm looking at, So I look at downward sloping trends where momentum is building up. And once the push is coming, here also based on the indicators, that is where I enter. And that's how we are making here a lot of money, guys. We have now a really extended period of, selling pressure on the MACD, but this is slowly ending, so because these candles getting smaller and smaller, regardless of the color of the red color, they're getting smaller and smaller, and that shows me that sellers are losing steam here, and the buyers and the bulls are slowly taking over and gonna push that again to the upside. So here also, if you're not in a trade yet, wait for a break of this downward sloping trend here at around $6.75. $6.75. That's where you want to enter this, and then you can trade this to $8 and above. A stop loss would be set here at around $6.55. Ondo is doing exactly what we were saying it's going to do. Remember, I told you I'm looking at something like this here. Now the downwards trajectory was extended a little bit, but this is fine. If you would have still entered at this level here at 77 cents that I had given you, you had the opportunity to catch it, and we went almost to $1 as predicted. I believe here $1 will be hit in the next coming days, potentially today or tomorrow even already. And I'm looking at the 85 and 83 cent level to add to my Ondo position and open a new long position on Ondo. If for some reason we are starting to massively push it to the upside past $1, and we are coming back down, then most likely this level here, the 93, 92 cent level, will be then the level where we have then to buy back, because most likely we are not going all the way down here. Then Pendle finally moving, also broke the downward sloping trend line. We are about to get a buy signal on the MACD. So we are also back in our green buy box, where I said, guys, either buy at the break of the line or wait for a reclaim of that buy area here. So I'm actually now intrigued to open a position on Pendle. Personally, I'm gonna have a look on lower time frames after the video to see if I'm willing to open a trade here. If I'm opening a Pendle trade, I'm gonna let you know on the Telegram and Discord channel. So look out for that, and also keep an eye here on the spreadsheet. If I open the trade, I'm gonna put it in the spreadsheet, guys. So watch out for that in the next coming hours. So, and the target is the red box here of $5.28. That will be my initial target. From what I'm seeing here, I believe that we will go much higher than that. Most likely, the final target before we see any major downside correction again will be here. Most likely this area here, the $5.86 area. So that is like a 30% move from current prices, I think. Yeah, almost 28% to the upside. So that's that would be for now my final target, because most likely what we're going to see is a move up here, then something like this, consolidation, move up here, then something like this, and then we continue to go higher. The last one is Rune. Rune is a trade that I have actually running right now. But I was yesterday I wanted to give it to you guys, so, and then technical difficulties, as I mentioned. That's why it did not happen. But I'm in this trade. I'm not counting this trade, for my YouTube stuff, because I could not announce it, so it's not valid, guys. If we are seeing Rune hold $6.97, then I would potentially enter from there, because that was also in the past a really important support level. You see here, when we broke this level, we moved massively to the upside. Then also when we came back down here, it was support, and then we broke it, and now it's resistance. We broke this resistance for the time being, and now if we can close the 4-hourly chart above that level, I would consider entering here. but not with the whole position size that I want to take here. I would enter with 50% just in case that we are getting rejected from here at some point and come back to like $6.74, $6.62. And there I'm going to add the remainder of my position, and will hold this also into the $8 level. Important to mention is that this big dump candle, usually when you see a big move like that, this is acting as major resistance on the way back up. And yesterday, so you see here, we got rejected from there, got another move to the downside. Then also yesterday rejected, but then we found support down here, and that's where I opened my position, and then pushed here now finally through it to the upside. Usually when you see something like this, that is followed by continuation to the upside. It's highly unlikely that the price immediately turns around and deviates under this area here once again. So, but just in case, if we come back here to the $6.70 level, I just gonna add more and keep this trade until $8. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'm gonna see you then again tomorrow.